Happy Monday, everybody. We are here, Team Huddle, Breakthrough Bootcamp. Um, I was thinking about this, just how important it is for where we are in the last little stretch of these MKU lessons and how quickly like the momentum of the building blocks build on each other. And so today and then leading into the rest of the lessons, these are heavy hitting topics, you guys. So we're in the thick of like the full circle work, which is super cool. Um, and we're going to end with the grand finale of graduation. And so I hope that you are, and let it be known, I do not have a tracking sheet of every single person and like comments and, all the things. So just let it be for yourself if you've done all of the sessions plus your own MKU work, which I know we're going to talk about later. So anyways, let's jump in. Okay, who is here hanging out with us? That is really important for me to know.
Yes.
Who is hanging out live? And you guys, if you're watching the replay, equally important, who is hanging out with the replay as if you were live hanging out in my office. Hey, Chris Kurtz. We love some Chris Kurtz. Okay. Here are some things that we don't want to forget. And Chris, I'm going to ask you to partake in something and do us a favor in just a few minutes. So here's the thing. March 17th, you guys, I was looking at the March calendar and there are some really exciting things coming up. I already mentioned March 17th. It's something in here that we've talked about before, which is the Lucky You event on YouTube. For you to be a part of it, it's $13. I think that's incredible because then you get to invite unlimited amount of guests, share that link with them, and it is truly the most well done full circle virtual event that is happening. Like big, you guys, this is huge. How many thousands of people jump on? And I know we've all been a part of one before, and these have happened before. Lucky You is coming, and I want you to be a part of it for sure. So here's what we want to chat about also are other dates coming up in March, and just get them in your planner and then make something happen around these things. Did you know that March 8th, working into, well, I have things like, okay. On March 8th, I want to pop into my customer group and do something like a virtual event for all of my customers. Just jump in, go live. That is something. Let me see here. Lucky You, St. Patrick's Day. What can you do around that? What can you do around Easter? What can you do around spring looks? What can you do around like the eye look, the Lucky You eye look? Can you pop in and do that? Like, where will that fit in your calendar? What about when I think of calendar items too? This is what I want to get really good at, and it starts tomorrow for me. And I'm going to challenge myself to do this, you guys, for all month of March. I'm just going to try to do it. And that is on Tuesdays, do a tip Tuesday. Just do it, Katie. The circumstances don't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be this full out, drawn out session. It's like, go live with a tip and then let it roll. Let it stay live in your group. And then on Friday, go back to that video and see who has interacted, right? Likes and comments with it. And choose one person to get a prize, a gift, certificate, maybe a 50% off item, maybe a product for free that you talked about from the Tip Tuesday video. And here's the thing. You have to do it like a few times in a row, like Tip Tuesday, and then I call it Freebie Friday. And then Tip Tuesday is connected to Freebie Friday. And then you do it again. And once the rhythm starts going, people start catching on. And that has been really cool when people catch on. But you have to do something in a rhythm over and over again. I don't know. It's something I'm excited to do. You guys, would you be with me? Okay. I mean, not that we would do it together, but I'll do my group. You know what I mean? Like we'll all just be doing it in our own customer groups, our own words, our own fun. Okay, Chris, this is where we need you. We want to chat about career conference that we just had in my home on Saturday. Excuse me. It was incredible. Um, and I couldn't get over in the end, like we don't script this out word for word. And I couldn't get over that night, the next day, just thinking about how literally perfectly everything flowed together as far as the topics, um, and how it built. Like by the end of our time together, you guys, we started with begin with the end in mind. Like it was, let's get clear out there, right? Whatever that means for you. Um, then we moved into belief. And then we moved into action. And then we moved into these golden nuggets that like we just think everybody needs to be doing. And like these are good nuggets. Um, and ending with something inspirational, bringing us back to the thought that like what we do in this very moment really does matter. Um, anyways, Chris, here's what I'm going to ask you. And I have asked the women in our team specifically, and they all agreed. And so get ready because I asked them if they could go live in this Facebook group. And if they could go live and give their interaction or just reactions, I guess, like their feedback, their thoughts after a career conference. So if you're watching this, can you and if you attended, that's a double whammy. Can you pop in live and put a video in this Dreamkeepers group? Because the other thing too, you guys, is are these events really matter? I would not have had the same thought process, the same ideas, the same just solid confidence that I left my home, but that I left that event with, if I wouldn't have been a part and like interacting with each of you. Like you brought excellence. And we also had a cell phone shelf. Kelly, I don't know if you saw a picture of this yet. um, but I literally walked around with a basket and collected everyone's cell phones.
I love it.
Because if you are there, I wanted you to be there, like really. And there was no distraction. And maybe that's why it was so good. We were there together. We did have a break. There were prizes. There were exciting things happening. There was snacks. There was food. Chris says it was incredible. Chris, I don't trust you. But yeah. So seminar is next. Isn't that so crazy? Seminar is next. We are having, check our events calendar. I do have it in boards. There, it will show when the next events are coming. And our seminar finish, like that big focus, is coming next. And we have events that are built around that. So, oh my gosh, make sure that just that you've got a seat there, right? Like that you've got a seat and you're like, that's my seat. I'm coming. That's my spot. And I will always say it is not easy or convenient. You guys, even for me, it was not easy or convenient for me to have, 17 people downstairs in my home on Saturday. But it surprises me every single time because I think I know what's coming and I never do. Never simple and convenient and easy. Like what's that? But always worth it. Like that is the cool thing. Always, it has always 100% of the time been worth it. Yes, she's saying everyone was in the moment and paid attention. And that's so true. That's so true. You should have seen some people's faces though, Chris, when I tried to take their cell phone from them. It was never a tug and pull. Everyone willingly gave their phone, I promise. But so cool. So cool. And going back on that, I'll just share this, you guys. I will share this because there was a request for me to like legit share it, and I will. Okay. So, yeah, Chris. Yes, sister. I want to share the last part of my training because it was an excerpt from the book Miracle Equation. But you guys, when I was done, and this was so powerful too. My kids were there, obviously. It's their home. And Mackenzie was there. She's in it, you guys. She is in it. She wants to know what your goals are and where you are and who's coming that day and who she's going to see and how that person's doing. She wants to know. Like she really wants to know. Well, after I got done sharing, she handed me a handwritten training, you guys, from Mackenzie Oni, age 11. And I read it barely, but I did. I read it to everyone. And I think her training was better than mine. And everybody wanted a signed copy of her words. Like that was powerful for her too, not just for us, but for her. Okay, so after talking about all the nuts and bolts, can I, oh, I think I can. This is what I wanted to share, and I will post it in here. Did it go into the comments?
Oh, yeah.
Did. Okay. So it says, let's talk about after the end game of this goal that you have set, right? After the goal is finished. It says, if you're under an impression that the highest value of setting a goal is to reach the goal, then yes, by all means, you keep shooting for that low-hanging fruit. And then you're like, oh, okay. No, that's not the point, right? You guys, like, that's not the point. But reaching a goal, as in the tangible result, it's not our ultimate purpose, nor is it the most significant benefit of setting the goal. It's not the highest value. This is so interesting, right? The real purpose of every single goal you set is to become the type of person who can consistently set and achieve significant goals. And I gave the example, like imagine yourself having a session with yourself March 1st, March 4th, today, right? And looking at that, setting a goal that's meaningful and will create movement and this and that and all the pieces, and then you go for it and you nail it. You guys, you nail it. And then April 1st comes and you're like, okay, did it. Because it was a goal within reach, but you had to stretch, you know what I mean? Like, but not given. Then you do it again in April and you set the goal, strategize the goal, go for it, nail it. You do it again in May, you do it again, right? Okay, that is the point, is becoming a person who can consistently set and achieve significant goals that actually matter, right? So, in other words, the purpose of a goal is to develop the qualities, the characteristics of a goal achiever. It is who you become through the process that will serve you for the rest of your life and the short-lived achievement. Ultimately, you want to use your goals to develop the mindset to become a miracle maven. That is the purpose, right? Each goal is simply an opportunity to develop yourself, to test what is actually possible. And I love that part. And the more we do this, the better we become at it. So there was that. There was another little section in the beginning. You guys were like, I can't write it all down. That's okay. I will share that too. But there is that one that I thought was so powerful and a great talking point that we really jumped around. All right. Kelly, I will pass it to you for some, Star Consultant chat, recognition focus. I need to be more beast mode about getting in the routine of collecting these numbers weekly, to be really honest. I think we can do a better job of being loud about getting our numbers in. So that's my 2 cents there.
Yes. Oh, so good. Yes, you guys, the star quarter, oh my goodness, is coming up quickly. But first, let's think about Chris. Do you have your numbers? You could share in the comments if you do. And everybody else, you guys, what did you do last week? Today is March 4th. Holy moly. So how many faces did you finish up with for February?
Mhm.
And then what did you start with in March? I mean, were you booking the end of February to have things these first couple days of March? So that's possible. So just share with us, what were your February numbers? How many faces did you do for the month? What were your sales? How many sharing appointments did you do? Do you have new team members? That would be exciting. New bookings. Where are you at? Are you working on a book 5 or book 10 right now? It's the beginning of March. And then, you guys, the STAR quarter ends March 15th. Okay, so we have 11 days. So what is your goal? Put in the comments, who's going to be a star? Who is committed? Are you committed to finishing up the STAR? So the first level is 1,800 wholesale from December 15th to March 15th. Okay, during that time period. And it doesn't matter. Wherever you are right now, it doesn't matter. You can do it. You just have to believe you can. You can reach out for ideas and actually, we're talking about selling ideas today and connection. Holy moly, look at that. This is Chris, right? Chris, oh my goodness, you guys, we are going to scream this $1,671 in sales, 1 new team member, 10 faces, 4 bookings on the books right now. Oh my goodness, that is incredible. And full circle again, just like last week when we talked, Chris, you are full circle, full circle, full circle. Oh my goodness, congratulations. I'm so excited. Everybody else, you guys, as you are watching this, whether you popped on live now, let us know. Or if you're watching the replay, please share with us your numbers, okay? I think besides for us cheering for you, it also is a huge thing about accountability. And it makes you really think back and realize exactly what you did. Because sometimes we think we work more than we actually do. And we're really surprised. Sometimes we're really excited. And sometimes we're like, oh, I thought I did a lot more than that. So anyways, your numbers are so important. And I think that's it. Is there anything else, Katie?
All right, cool. No. Let's see. Chris, are those last week's numbers? Is that how you wrapped up the month? That's my question.
Oh, yes.
Incredible. I love the power of knowing our numbers and being able to celebrate those, you guys, celebrate those. So let us know, Chris, is that the past 7 days? That's what I'm assuming. Is that's the last month. Okay, that is incredible. So that's what I want to see, you guys. So Chris, thank you for doing that. I want to see, okay, thank you. I want to see what your last month totals were in just how we just showed right there. Chris, thank you for the example of retail sales, like your wins connected to our Gen X program, right? And so let me put it up on this screen so we can see, because this is how, these are the numbers, you guys, that are going to, when tracked and paid attention to, it will be this forward engine, momentum forward. I personally think there's a lot of things that you could focus on, but not all of them have that forward movement. I think that's true. But I do think that there's no way around not moving forward when you focus on these numbers. And so that's how important that's how important the truth of them really are. So Chris, let's check this out, because Gen X is a thing, you guys, and it is a thing that we are very, very excited about. There are 3 levels of Gen X, And truth be told, you guys, I am going to start doing Gen X outings, like gatherings, with Gen X achievers. So March Gen X achievers, we will connect the beginning of April. And so just think about that. We want to celebrate in a huge way the Gen X achievers and Gen X elite. I will pay for you in the adventure that we are going to go on. So, Gen X invitation, Gen X elite, Katie's got your tab, and super achiever, there's an extra gift coming, okay? Like on top of the on top of. So, let's check this out. If you look at your month of February review, and then you look forward into the month of March, Gen X level is 15 faces, 5 career chats, and 650 wholesale. And you can see, like with your numbers, maybe pair them up to the February numbers to see like how am I doing? Where are my faces? Like how many faces do I do? Or how many did I do in February? Well, okay, if I want to hit Gen X, or let's jump to Gen X Elite, that's 30. Sorry, you guys. Every single time, right? Like what would that mean? What is the difference there if I were to reach Gen X Elite or if I were to reach Gen X? Does that make sense? Like, where am I? Then you go to your career chat. Well, how many did I do in February? Okay, celebrate that. And then let's create a plan for March. Okay, do I want to do Gen X and do 5 career chats? Okay, what does that mean? What does that look like? And then look at your wholesale. And I love that Gen X Elite celebrates one new team member too, which is super exciting. And we've been celebrating so much growth for so many of you. It's been incredible. But really, this Gen X program, you guys, you can see that tracking these 3 particular areas, faces, career chats, and wholesale, and it's not just tracking wholesale, it's selling the product so that you are ordering half. That is your wholesale, right? But that should just be honestly, that should be a given. So it's not like mapped out on here exactly. Enough work to produce 650 wholesale is how I look at that, right? Enough action, enough sales to produce 1,000 wholesale, knowing that we do, you guys, we make 50%. Half of what we sell, right, is profit. Half of what we sell goes back into wholesale. So, anyways, you guys, when you look at these, like, what are your thoughts? What do you feel like, oh my gosh, I hit this for February, and let's celebrate that. And then let's look forward. What am I don't want to say excited about, you guys, because it's easy to get excited about anything, right? Like I could get excited about, any level. But the truth is, which one fits me? Like which one makes sense for what I should really be going after for March? And which one is going to be that next best step to produce the results I want? So, Kelly, do you have any thoughts about Gen X levels here?
Yes, and I think you said it perfectly, because I think the biggest thing is looking at it, not just get excited about it, because yes, we can look at this. Oh yeah, that's exciting, to hit those numbers and that. But really think about, what does hitting those numbers mean? Like if you do 650 wholesale, that means that you made that much profit, right? You did 1,000 wholesale. That means that you made that profit. What is that profit doing for you or your family? What are you using that for? And that's, I think, where we need to look at and be excited about. You're excited about what it does, how it's going to impact you. I think it's the impact that it has, not about the excitement that I'm Gen X Elite and Katie's going to pay for my trip. I mean, yes, that's, or whatever we do. Yes, that's exciting, but you're not going to hit that level because Katie's having an outing. I mean, I don't know. I know they're special, but you have to have that passionate reason for yourself. The other thing I want to say is consistency. I love that it says it at the bottom, is consistency is key. And if you look at Chris's numbers, and if I think back to last week, Think back to there's 4 weeks in the month, and she did 403. She had over 1,600 in sales. You guys, she is the perfect example of consistency, which is the only way that your business is going to grow. It's not this roller coaster, but the consistency is where you're going to see the momentum. And then next month, you can raise it higher. Like, Chris, what would your goals be maybe next month? So it's just something to think about. Consistency, I think, is so important.
I love that. Yeah. So put in the comments, you guys, because this is when the water rises, all the boats rise. Have you ever noticed that? The water in a lake or a river cannot rise and one boat stays lower. It's impossible. Like, it's not, that's just how it is. And so that is exactly how the chemistry and energy of our business works, and our team specifically, which is the part I really look at, closely. Okay, so Gen X, there it is. Now, here's the deal. This is the how. That is the what. Here is the how. There is, and we have a provided link for this. You guys, I cannot believe the golden nuggets that you walked out from my house at career conference. Like, you are set. You have everything you need. It is quite, it's a confidence builder to see that you have the tools in all areas. It's really, really cool to see. You have, and if you don't, there is a space, a link that you can print this off. But you guys, this is the consultant IPA sheet, and I am really focusing with consultants this month, just in this sheet. You can see all kinds of activity patterns. You can see strength. You can find guidance in this IPA sheet. It's not just a results counter. It's truly a place where you can prioritize and plan for what makes sense for you that day and that week in your business. Like, these up, and I know it's so small. You're like, Katie, why are you pointing at it? You can't see anything. I'm not even going to put it on the screen, you guys, because like the print is just so small. You have to either grab your sheet from your notebook right now or ask for the link and like print it off, look at it. But across the top is the menu of like, these are the activities that we know creates growth in our business. And I just want to say, sometimes when I look at that, for example, one of them is, $100 in sales. Well, I can't just create, I don't know, $100 in sales. There is an amount of effort and communication that goes before I sell $100 in sales. But here's the thing. If that's the IPA I'm going after today, I'm like, that is my thing. I am creating $100 in sales today. I'm doing it. Like, that is my thing. It helps me to know, okay, then what are you going to do about it? How are you going to create $100 in sales? And if I'm focused in there, I will say, okay, that is the IPA I'm focused on today. Or, there are 2 new bookings. I am getting 2 new bookings today. Okay, how? Like, let's do the effort behind it. So there is work that builds behind the scenes so that you can track these, we call them IPAs, income producing activities, every single day that you choose to work your Mary Kay business. And I think that's pretty exciting. This is an income producing business if you plan it and treat it like that, which is really incredible. The other piece that you'll find in there, and maybe if you have this, you've been kind of looking it over. I know it's super small. You just have to look at the link or pull it out of your folder. But it explains all the levels on the top, and this is where you put your faces. This is where you put your career chats. This is where you track the results of the work that's happening to see what level you are at so far. So every time you do a face, every time you have a career chat, every time that your wholesale builds, you're adding it to this sheet and you can see, oh my gosh, I have 5 faces in. I have 10 boxes left before Gen X is complete. I can do this. and you start to visualize and see how to close that gap. I am in love. I know this is like gold. Um, and I hope that this is your plan for March. I really do. Like, we can just pick a level, focus in, and that's it. That's it. And we have so much happening that's going to support that. Um, okay. 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 Oh, should we just talk about double credit, you guys? Should we go there? Okay. Double credit is happening.
Surprise.
It is happening. Before I put up an image, you guys, I want you to think about this. And if you're not sure, just be humble enough to say, I actually don't know. Because here's the thing. I think, what did we say this morning? We think 90 to 95% of consultants don't know their exact retail for the year right now. And that is okay because Mary Kay does. Mary Kay knows and they track it for us. Max it out, Chris. Yes. Was that Chris? I don't know. So here's the first thing before we look at like, what is double credit and why is everyone so excited? Can you guys write this down? Okay. Write these things down. First of all, number one is know your number. Go on Mary Kay In Touch and like ask me how. I will help you find it exactly. I will circle it on a screenshot for you to figure out where you are with your year to date. That's starting July 1st until now, March 4th. Your retail sales so far. You have like that is number one. Know where you are. Right? You guys, when you put in an address in your phone takes a hot second to realize where you are right now, right? Like if I wanted to go to Kentucky right now, it would start at my house. It wouldn't be like, well, there's Kentucky, Katie. I'm like, well, yeah, I know where Kentucky is, but how do I get to Kentucky, right? Like that's the thing. And more specifically, like I was just thinking Bowling Green. I want to get to Bowling Green, Kentucky. Okay, great. Where are you right now? And then we can help you get there, right? So number one, where are you? What is your number? Number two, this is what I want you to write down. You are going to win. You're going to win, basically. That's what I want you to write down. At the end of our seminar year, you guys, I want you to see what some wins are, like the different levels. Level win number one is that you are a part of the unit court of sales. That means that you have reached 10,000. Level one, unit court of sales, 10,000. Cool? And when you are there, you are going to be a part of our unit court of sales. And that is a level that many, many women choose and stretch to reach for. It's just a place to win. Number two, another place to win is what's called the Princess Court of Sales. And the Princess Court of Sales, the number attached to that one is 20,000. So 20,000 Princess Court of Sales. You guys, these are by June 30th. Okay, like if that date is helpful, which it should be. And then we came up with something, a little fun. We call it the Duchess Court. I don't know. I was trying to stick with the royal theme. But it's 30,000, you guys, because you need another step between what's coming next. You hit 20,000. Okay, your Princess Court. We're going to talk about our duchesses now. They're 30,000 girls. Okay, they hit 30,000 in sales for the year from where you are right now, and you have until June 30th. Okay, Duchess. Do you want to be a Dream Keeper's Duchess? I mean, that sounds incredible, actually, doesn't it? Okay, and then the queen of the crop here is the fourth way to win with your retail sales by June 30th is called the National Court. Like this is the royal court. This is like the seminar Mary Kay court. of sales. And that is the number connected to this one is 40,000. Okay. Now that you have royal names and numbers connected, let me tell you what's going to happen. What number you're at right now is going to be added by a big number in March, because every single wholesale dollar is going to have double credit. Every single retail amount is going to be doubled just for a credit, you guys. We don't get paid double commission. I asked that the first time there was double credit. I'm like, wait, what does that mean for? No, it's fine. The profit is the same, but our credit towards these end of the year benchmarks in March is doubled. And so basically, yeah, max it out is the name of the game. This goes for our court of sales and our court of sharing. Okay. There are so many women in this group right here, including me, including her, Kelly. I'm like, where is she? That like, you guys, we could level up ourselves on a career path by sharing the opportunity, helping that girl get started with her own bonuses. And it is going to increase your team to a place of leadership inside our team. Girl, I need leaders. I said on Saturday, I want to walk arm in arm with 10 leaders, like 10 women who are like, yeah, I'm doing this. I'm like, yeah, you are. Come on, let's do it together. Like, be one of those girls, right? Move yourself up in the Mary Kay career path. Okay, here's the thing. That's doubled too. So if you add 3 new team members this month, oh, well, it's going to look like you just added 6. Like, it's doubled. It's doubled. It's incredible. And I don't know if I should go off on this huge tangent right now. I think I'm going to go in tomorrow and just do like a team building video by itself. Let me just say this right now, because like we have to wrap our head around this. With sharing our starter kit, like just to join for the e-start. Okay, I have a $20 bill right here. This could get 2 consultants started. It's $10. Like, what? It's $10 to have someone join your team. 10. And she gets all the benefits that I do, as, you know, we're all equal. That's crazy. That's crazy. So when I think about court of sharing, I'm like, oh my gosh, to have a double credit connected to, well, half of it, 20, that's 10. Half of 20 is 10, right? Like the possibilities here, you guys, it's completely endless. So I'm just going to show this for a hot second, because it's really, really important. You start with your own number. Step 2 was you figure out what court did I want to end at, and then check. Okay, check it. Check my mic. You guys with me? Are we good? Okay, let's start at the bottom. If you did 225 wholesale this month, usually in any other Mary Kay month, that would count. Retail is double. I'm pointing at it like you guys can see me. I am so excited about this. I'm about to jump into my computer. Okay. You don't need me to point. You guys can look for yourselves. I just know it. So usually it would be 450, right? So because of, and that's what they track for these courts of sales, is that retail. Okay, the bonus for this month is another 450 because they're just doubling it. And your total added to your retail amount would then be 900. Okay, let's jump up to 1,000. Girl, you are doing Gen X Elite, which means you just did 1,000 wholesale. How cool is that? You did 1,000 wholesale. Usually that would be 2,000 retail added to your totals. But because this is a magical month of March, you're going to get 4,000 added to your retail amount. And that is big. That's a big bump. That's a big bonus. Do you see where it says, oh, that circle? I do love this. So it circles that 8,000 and they're like, "Hey, this is like 3 months in one. Why not go for 2,000 wholesale? Usually you get 4,000. I mean, maybe 2,000 wholesale would be a stretch for you. I think it would be a great month to stretch. This is a great month to stretch for something bigger. What if you want to reach for that 2,000 wholesale? Well, it would count for 4,000 retail. It would be a 4,000 bonus, and 8,000 would be your total added amount. That is incredible. And you're like, okay, so let me get this right. You guys, if you're going for that princess court, right? I'm just say, let's work backwards again. And the potential of March has that you would add 8,000 if I'm going with that girl's example there. Um, you just knocked out a huge part of your goal in the month of March. And I am telling you, I am so excited that I'm not going on vacation in March. I am so excited that I just got back from Hawaii and that I'm inspired and ready to work and excited because this is an incredible opportunity. Like, super smart for you to strategize some big numbers. So definitely wanted to share that. And that leads perfectly into a motivation for today's topic, doesn't it, Kelly?
For sure.
I know. All right. What do you guys think about double credit? Like, are you, oh my gosh, is there a number that you're like, this is what I want to add for sure this month? And if you are wondering, like, what would make sense for me, Katie? I don't know. Let's just have that conversation. And no matter what, like, have a target for yourself, something to make happen, right? Rather than like, I'll just see how it goes. No, don't do that. Okay, Kelly, I'll give it to you.
Okay. Oh my gosh, that's so exciting. And you guys too, and it's about breaking it down because maybe you look at some of those numbers and when we talk about maxing it out at 2,000, maybe that looks, scary. What does that look like? We can totally look at your numbers and break it down and figure it out like on a weekly, daily, whatever makes sense to you, that because it's about your mindset. Just like everything else in this business is about your mindset. If you think you set a goal and you don't believe you can do it, guess what? You're not going to do it. But if you really talk through the goal, believe you can do it, we'll show you how you can do it, and it will happen. I mean, it's amazing. You're going to track it. You're going to use your Gen X sheet and track it because the track number grows, right? So, so exciting. So that's going to move right into our MKU boot camp this week, you guys, is the art of selling, right? Because like Mary Kay said, nothing happens until somebody sells something, okay? And you're not going to get any double credit until you sell something or share the opportunity. So we have to do the work to move forward. And if you think back to Gen X, let's just tie this all together. The first thing is your faces, right? And then it goes to your face. If you look at the order on Gen X, you have faces first, and then you're sharing, which leads to your sharing and selling, and then to your team members. So it's all like laid out for you. So I love that. I want you guys to go seriously and don't think that you can do this in 15 minutes, not even a half an hour. You need to spend, you can break it down. Just, if you have 5 minutes or so, there's different videos in there. This week's lesson is incredible. There is so much different information, and you can look and see what really draws you in. What do you connect with? It talks about the heart of selling. It talks about working virtually. It talks about in-person skincare parties, overcoming objections, all these different personalities from national sales directors. And you guys, there is so much meat and potatoes in this week's lesson that I encourage you to watch it to read it and to report back. Like what was your takeaway? Share with others, because what your takeaways are is what's going to inspire others to do it also. And we need to work together as a team, because that person that's sitting there like on the fence, I don't know, maybe they just needed that nudge of something that really moved you to draw them into it. But yes, nothing happens until somebody sells something. It's really about when we're selling, we're finding a need, right? People, like our customers, sometimes it's our customers, sometimes it's new people, but there's a need that we're going to fill. And if you believe that we have the very best absolute product, you're going to share it with other people, right? Or also with that, which we'll talk about next week, I think, is team building. You guys, that goes along with the product. And what a better time. We have the theme of March Madness this month. You know, there's just so much that can go along with this. Let's see. Next, so you find the opportunity to connect with your customers, and then it's building the relationships, right? You guys, one of the speakers, I'm just going to tease you, one of the speakers is Jeannie Martin, and I know many of you know her and love her, so go check it out. But I love when she was talking to probably 2,000 to 3,000 people and consultants and directors in the room. And what she said is, I may be talking to 2,000 to 3,000 of you, but what I want you to feel is that I'm talking to you. And that's what you want your customers to feel, and your or the new people that you meet. Whether you're working virtually doing a party or in person, you're talking sometimes to more than one person. But by building the relationships and asking questions, that's when they're going to feel special, right? They're going to know that you're going to customize for them, that you care about them. And if you're nervous, it's okay, because it's not about you. It's about them. And that's what you just have to keep filling yourself, is it's about making them feel special. And then you won't worry about what you're saying. I mean, you're here, you're showing up for boot camp, right? If you're listening to us, you're showing up for boot camp. You're going to check out the lesson, right? You're doing the work. So then you can connect with your customers or new people. Let's talk about referrals. You guys, your customers are going to share. They love you if you are honest with them, you're kind to them, you compliment them. They're going to love you, and they're going to share you. It's not always about the product. The product is excellent. You just have to get it to them. So if they like you, they're going to buy the product. If you follow up with them and you're consistent, it's not like, oh, well, I'll sell you something, and then 6 months to a year later, maybe I'll follow up. I mean, some people might reach out back to you, but for the most part, they want to build that relationship. And that's where we're different from every other company, I believe, or they don't want to go to the store. That lady at the counter, she doesn't care about you or really want to know about your family. That was something that I learned from the lessons, you guys, I thought was interesting. Like, we talk about being in person and you can connect more, but virtually builds the relationship of our in-person appointments. Did you ever think about that? These people, because we're adding people on social media as our friends, right? And so they're knowing more about your family. You're knowing more about their family, kind of accidentally sometimes. I don't know. Some people might be stalking us. I don't know. But seriously, that's getting you a deeper relationship with them, because they know about you and you have more to talk about, or you take notes about them and you ask about their children or some big thing that happened in their life. And I don't know. It just all comes back, I believe, to the relationships that you're building and being confident to ask the questions. Okay, you can do the appointment, but the closing is key. Okay, that's where you have to be brave, be confident, and believe that it's about them, not you. Okay, whatever you're feeling is not about you. is about sharing what you love with them. Okay. I don't know, Katie, do you have anything you want to add? I feel like this is a topic that could go on and on and on.
It really is. And so I think what I would do just as like maybe a tip is have a blank sheet of paper because our businesses are each so different.
Mhm.
I would approach this lesson with a blank sheet of paper and me, I'll have my cup of markers with me. But when you're going through these things, like I truly, truly know that you are going to come up with and really have this prayer in your heart, right?
Mhm.
Like, what is it that I need to do from an authentic place of me? What do I need to do to show up for my customers in a way that's going to help me reach them through service in selling these products and connecting with people? And I think as we go through the different material that Mary Kay has in this MKU, we could actually end that with a little customized, maybe bullet point list for us that, like, okay, so after that lesson of what is the art of selling, really, like, what are the action items that I want to put into place because I want to, and it matters, like, for my personality and my experience in the business, like where do I feel like I need to go and sharpen up my skill here,
Mhm.
um yeah.
Yeah, I think also the other thing is, like we said earlier, is the consistency.
Mhm.
We just have to have, I think, daily consistency and connection. Like Katie was talking about our Tip Tuesday. That's going to build. You guys
Yeah.
going live in your groups or putting your picture with a
Mhm.
product is so much more effective in
Yeah.
connecting with people than a random product or a random. I mean, yes, share Mary Kay's videos too, because there's excellent information, but
Uh-huh.
add your own stuff in there too, because that's what your friends and customers are really going to connect with, is you
Yeah.
personally.
Yeah.
And another thing that I learned that I mean, just made me think in a different way is one of the videos was talking about objections.
Mhm.
And I don't know, way back when we talked about objections, but I felt like it approached it differently this time. I mean, yes, it's the feel, felt, found again, but they're telling you that they really explain it, that they're telling you that for a reason. Like if they don't have, they want their interest, you have to ask questions to find out why. Ask that. You have to, in your closing, you have to ask the questions. What was your favorite? Even if they say they don't want to buy anything, you need to ask the questions. What was your favorite product? What did you like about this? Da 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 da. And maybe it is a financial thing, and you may find that out, and then they can be a hostess and get it for free. Maybe they have an issue with their skin that they're concerned about, and it was something that we can totally overcome and help them. Um, so it's just really about asking those questions and filling their need, because sometimes we just don't know their need until we ask all the questions.
Yeah. I love it. I think we're left with so many good things to really put into action. That is what I'm feeling after this, you guys. And I am so happy if you're still here with us. I was just thinking, um, just comment along as if, right? Like you are literally sitting right next to us having this conversation. Um, and I would love to know as we're wrapping up, like what touched you from our power hour together? Like what are you taking and actually going to put into a real life movement? That would be so good to know that like together we're putting things into movement and action, not because there's a goal for one person, but that we each have something that we want to build for ourselves. And collectively, we are strengthening our team, which is really exciting and important and needed, that each of us do that. So, all right, let us know what that is. And I'm going to read another part that people are like, what did you just say? Okay. I'm going to copy it. I don't know if this is going into Facebook. It looks like it's just going into YouTube. I don't know. I'll post it in Facebook when I'm done too. It says I'm a YouTube commenter, which is super interesting. Um, okay, so it says, and this is how we're going to end, you guys. We have a lot to act on. We have a lot of choices to make. We have a lot of movement for good to make. There's a chance, like you, or there's a chance that you, like many people, have forgotten a really basic fact about yourself. You, and I add, my friend, are limitless. That is the basic fact. You are limitless. Everything you want for your life is available for you right now, just waiting for you to make the decision to go after what it is that you want. You are exactly where you're supposed to be and who you're supposed to be. In order, like, isn't that so humbling? I am exactly where I'm supposed to be. I'm exactly who I'm supposed to be right now. Like, here I am. This is where I'm supposed to be. But here's why. Because then, I have questions. I'm like, but okay. Here's why. It says you are exactly where you're supposed to be to learn what you need to learn so you can become the person you need to be who is capable of creating everything you've ever wanted. How stinking cool is that? We are here to learn so that we can level up and live that next best step. That no one was ever meant to live this life. You guys, this is not a life. We are constantly up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. But over time, there is a clear progression into development, into the person. I hope that you are wanting to be. Like, I hope that. And I pray that over each of you. And I know that we have been given so many gifts and tools that now it's really just on us. And it's going to come down to, here's the secret sauce. It's going to come down to the planning of what am I going to do about it today? And I will tell you the next piece, equally important, is the accountability to stay connected, because I don't want you to do it on your own. It doesn't work very well. So plan your work and connect in. I'm going to challenge daily communication. I really am. Daily communication. Just here's what's happening. Here's what I've got going on. Could you imagine, you guys, if that were the case? Daily check-ins. Oh my gosh. And if you're like, okay, start with twice a week. What about 3 times? What about once? Okay. Like, communication and accountability are so important, and it helps in so many ways. Kelly, we are good to go, aren't we?
Yes, we are good.
All right, you guys, love and
Awesome.
believe in you so much. And we'll see you next time. See ya.
Okay.